Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be taking a Galaxy Eyes Photon deck profile. Now this is probably one of my favorite dragons besides Red Eyes Black Dragon and Blue Eyes White Dragon in the entire game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dark Armed Dragon, of course, but hey, what are we saying? That's on a whole other level. But let's get into this, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down there so you can become part of the notification squad, and let's see what this beastly dragon has in store. So, with the new additions of the cards from the Legendary Duelist 3 and with Soul Fusion in store for us. So, first off, if you're going to be playing Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, you've got to be sporting 3 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon himself. This card is pretty interesting. Its effect doesn't come into play so much anymore, but you can special summon this card by attributing 2 monsters with 2,000 or more attack, and during either player's battle phase when this card battles an opponent's monster, you can target that monster and this card banish both. And this card and any other banished cards by return to the field at the end of the battle phase, which is kind of cool. So like you can get a card off the field and rip it off the field and then bring them both back, which is really nice. And then if it has XYZ materials, the monster that battle was XYZ, it gains 500 attack when it comes back for each material it had. So not many people play that many XYZ cards anymore, so it doesn't come into play all that much with that second effect, but definitely the one where you grab one on the field and banish it comes into play quite a lot. So then we play 2 copies of Galaxy Knight. If you control a Photon or Galaxy monster, you can normal summon this card without attributing. And then it's kind of like a Monster Reborn. You could special summon out a Galaxy monster from your graveyard, which is pretty cool. 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon in your graveyard and special summon it. But this card loses 1,000 attack regardless. And you have to special summon in defense position, which kind of sucks. Then we play 2 copies of Galaxy Brave. If this card is in your hand, you can reveal another Photon monster in your hand and then special summon this card. And if you do, its level becomes that level of the Photon monster that you revealed to normal or special summon this card. Then you can target Galaxy monster in your graveyard, and this card's attack and defense become that attack and defense, which is kind of nice. I played it at 2 because I didn't want to see it that often, but I kind of want to have it there because it can become a really big beat stick just off of special summoning it. Plus, it's a trade-in target with it being a level 8, and it's an XYZ material for a level 8. So we're playing enough materials to make as many XYZ monsters as possible. Then we play 3 copies of Galaxy Soldier. Galaxy Soldier is extremely good in this deck because you can just summon it off so easily, and it gives us access to Cyber Dragon Infinity, which is like extremely good anytime you can summon Cyber Dragon Infinity in just about any deck possible, and it helps us get cards in the graveyard by just discarding them to summon this card off. Because you have to send another light monster from your hand to the graveyard to summon this, it can give us more materials to use in the grave to do exactly what we need to do. The next card that we're playing in this deck is going to be, let's see, 3 copies of Photon Thrasher. Thrasher is just really good to special summon off. It's kind of like Cyber Dragon in a way that if your opponent controls a monster, then you can special summon this card from your hand. It has to be while you control no monsters. So it's just like Cyber Dragon, but a level 4. But the cool thing about this card is that it cannot be normal summoned or set either. So that's something that you have to keep in mind about Photon Thrasher. But really, really good card to link with and really good card to overlay with into our Photon Blast Dragon or whatever it is. Then we play 2 copies of our Photon Vanisher, one of the new cards that came out in the Legendary Collection or Legendary Duelist 3. It cannot be normal summoned or set just like Photon Thrasher, but it must be special summoned from your hand while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster. And it can attack the turn as special summoned, which kind of sucks in a way, but hey, whatever. We're going to be linking it away anyways or overlaying it. And once per turn, if this special summon card, you can add a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand. So like it instantly searches Galaxy Eyes when you special summon it, which is nice. And I really love that about this monster. And then if you use it as an XYZ material, you can banish any monster that it battles and by battle, which is cool. And I love that effect. So then we play 3 copies of Photon Orbital. This card's really good too. This card's kind of like the searcher of the deck. During your main phase, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster and equip it with this card, and it gains 500 attack, and it can't be destroyed by battle. So it's kind of like a Union monster in a way. Then you can send this equip card to the grave to add a Galaxy or Photon monster from your deck to your hand. So it lets you add any of them that you really need, and that's why we maximize at 3. And that's why we bumped down from 3 Galaxy Knights to 2 Galaxy Knights, and I'm only playing 2 Galaxy Braves as well, because it can let us search exactly what we need when we need it. Then I play 3 copies of Galaxy Wizard. You can increase this level by 4 until the end phase, and you can treat it to add a Galaxy card from your deck to your hand. But usually I'm using it for the normal summon ability of getting that level 8, just normal summoned out, which is really nice. But sometimes you do treat it to get the exact one you need. But it's another searcher of the deck. Then I play 1 copy of Galaxy Cleric. I think it's a good one of. I would never play it at any more than 1, and if I was going to drop any of the Galaxy Eyes cards, or Galaxy cards, it'd be this one. But I like it. It was a one of. It's basically like Pot of Avarice. If this card is in your hand, you can target a Galaxy Eyes or Photon or Galaxy XYZ monster you control and attach as a material. And if this card is normal summon, you can target 5 Photon or Galaxy cards with different names in your grave and shuffle them into the deck, then draw 2 cards. So it literally has Pot of Avarice's effect, and I love it because I was a big Destiny fan when Destiny 1 came out, and I played Destiny 2 as well, and it looks like a hunter. Like, I don't know why, but it looks like a hunter. And I love that about it. So, just a quick little side note about that. But that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. Really easy monster count. Really easy to follow along with that one. Basically, you just want to get level 4s and level 8s out on the field, mainly level 8s to get our XYZ summons off and to get our Link summons out, to get a bunch of monsters on field. And that's what this deck really excels at, is getting a bunch of monsters on field. So we play 1 copy of Monster Reborn because you can play it in anything now, because it's at 1. 2 copies of Called by the Grave you can target. Basically, this is to prevent a hand trap from disrupting our entire board. That's why we play it. Galaxy Zero at 1 because it's basically like Monster Reborn as well. 2 copies of Galaxy Trance. This card is like, it's the newest card out of Soul Fusion, so you pay 2,000 life points and target a Photon monster in your grave. Special summon both it and 1 Galaxy monster from your deck with the same level, both in defense position, and if you do, basically their attacks become 2,000 and their effects are negated. But you can't special summon, you can't normal summon or special summon monsters during the turn you activate this card, except Photon or Galaxy monsters. So it prevents you from doing anything else, which is not that big of a deal because you're literally getting a free Link monster. You're getting free Soul Flare and free XYZ materials. So that's really, really nice, and I love that about this card. Then I play 3 copies of Galaxy Expedition. This card is like super broken. If you control a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster, you can special summon a level 5 or higher Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck and face up defense. So if you can just special summon out like Soldier, you can special summon another Soldier from deck, make Infinity, or you can special summon out like Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and then overlay into another card, which is really nice. Then I play 1 copy of Excel Light. I only play 1 of it because like late game it sucks, but if you draw it in your first hand, it's great. I consider dropping it, but I'm playing it as a one of in the deck right now. If you control no monsters, you can special summon a level 4 or lower Photon or Galaxy monster from your deck, which is kind of okay, but you can't normal or set during the turn you activate it, so it kind of eats that up, so that's why I only played as a one of. Then I played 3 copies of Photon Sanctuary. This card literally is a free Soul Flare. You activate it, it gives you 2 tokens that are 2,000 or more, and they're treated as light monsters, but you can't special summon monsters except light for the rest of the turn. It's the same. And then you just link them away and summon out Soul Flare. So that's all it is. Then we play 3 copies of Trade-In, so we can have the draw power. We play 8 targets for Trade-In, so it's really easy to get Trade-In to go off in this deck, like really, really, really easy. You're going to draw level 8 in your opening hand. And that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps really quick, and I'll show you those. We only play 2 traps in the whole deck. It's the only 2 we really, really need anyways. So we play 2 copies of Tachyon Transmigration. It's not a Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon deck without this. If you control a Galaxy Eyes monster, you can negate the activation of an opponent's spell trap or monster effect before this card in the chain. And if you do, shuffle the negated cards into the deck. If you control Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon as a monster, you can activate this card from your hand. I don't actually play Galaxy Eyes or Tachyon Dragon in this deck, but you don't need it to activate this from your hand. You just need to have that negation on board, and I love that about this card. So that's what we're playing. We need 2 of these in the deck because you don't want to draw it all the time, but it's a good enough negation with Call by the Grave to stop your opponent from doing any big shenanigans. So that's it for the traps, guys. Let me get into the extra deck really quick, and I'll show you that. The extra deck is just basically Galaxy Eyes everywhere. We played 2 copies of Soulflare Dragon. Soulflare Dragon is the new Link monster that we got in Soul Fusion. It takes 2 light monsters, including a monster with 2,000 or more attack. Just 1. And if this card is Link Summon, you can target a Photon or Galaxy monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. During your opponent's main phase, quick effect, you can discard a Photon or and 1 Galaxy Eyes monster, or you just discard 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, target a special summon monster your opponent controls, destroy it. That's really good to have spot removal on the field with Call by the Grave to prevent hand traps and other things like that, to stop your opponent and disrupt your opponent on your opponent's turn, because a lot of what Galaxy Eyes Photon is just a big beat stick, and I mean that's what this deck does. So then I play 1 copy of Hippo Shinigami as my last Link monster. You really only need a couple of Link monsters in this deck, because usually you're going to make Soulflare Dragon and then summon like Photon Lord under it and like Infinity under it, or a big like Prime Photon Dragon that can go to like 8,000. So it doesn't really matter. You just need this for the Link arrows down. That's it. I play a Dark Matter in the deck because it can help me out with sending stuff to grave that I need to make Trance live. And it lets me like have a 4K beater on field, so why not? And it's a beautiful card. Then I play 1 copy of Galaxy Eyes Cypher Blade. Cypher Blade is, you can XYZ summon this card on top of a level 8 XYZ monster, and then it gobbles up its material. Then you can detach a card, then target a card your opponent controls, and destroy it. And if this XYZ summon card you control is destroyed by battle, by an opponent's attacking monster, destroyed by card effect, you can send to the grave. You can target Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon in your monster and special summon it. So that's really good. Summon this, pop a card, and then like bait your opponent, because you know if this card's going to get destroyed by battle next turn, you can just special summon out a Cypher Dragon from grave. Full Armor Photon basically does the same thing, but it doesn't replace itself, and you can detach a material to pop a card. That's basically all it does. Then I play 2 copies of Prime Photon Dragon because it is the big beat stick of this deck. If this card attacks or is attacked during the damage calculation during either player's turn, you can detach material currently on the field. This card gains 200 attack for each XYZ monster's rank on the field, which is pretty cool. And then if this card in its owner's control is destroyed by a battle or by an opponent's card effect, while it has a Photon or Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon on your field or as material, you can special summon this card from your graveyard during the second standby phase after this card's activation and double its attack. Any battle damage inflicted to your opponent, unless it has Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon as a material, is half, but it comes back as a with 8,000 attack, which is crazy. Then we play 1 Hope Harboring Dragon Titanic Galaxy just to negate spells. Cypher Dragon to take our opponent's monsters, and it just plays along with the whole archetype. Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. This card's really, really good, but we only really need 1 of it. You might play 2 of it, but I just see 1 because I just end up putting it in defense position and sitting on it. If this card has a Photon monster as material, it cannot be targeted or cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then you can detach a material from this card. You only use the effect of it once per turn. When an opponent's monster activates effect, quick effect, you can detach material and negate the activation. And if the detached material is a Galaxy card, destroy that card. And then during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can take a Galaxy Eyes or Galaxy or Photon monster from your deck and either add it to your hand or attach it as material. So you can just keep negating stuff that your opponent has with Photon Lord, which is just really, really good. I usually, like I said, make Soul Flare and make this and then make like 1 of these big dragons. Usually it's Prime Photon that I use to just swing at my opponent with. And then this is defense to negate stuff. Then we play Infinity and Nova for Soldier. And then I play Exciton Knight on the off chance that I get the opportunity to summon it. And then I play Star Liege Photon Blast Dragon is my 1 other XYZ monster. And if this card is XYZ summoned, you can special summon 1 Photon monster from your hand. And then when this XYZ summon card is on the field, you can, and your opponent cannot target monsters you control with 2,000 or more attack with card effects, which is pretty good because you want to get this on field to like protect your cards. But other than that, if you can detach material from this card, then target one of your Photon monsters in your graveyard, and then that is banished in your graveyard and special summon it. So that's on your opponent's turn. So that's pretty much it for the deck, guys. Really fun deck. I really love this deck because it's just like, I love summoning big beat sticks, and that's what this deck does the best. Like, it just summons really big monsters and swings at your opponent. And that's what I love about this deck. But anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification to become a part of the notification squad. Tell me what you think of this deck profile down there, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you around, guys.